Hello everyone, welcome to the first part of Rad Raid Resistances. This is a series where I showcase viewers submitted Aether Raid Defenses. How it's going to work is that I will be showing you guys the raw replay first so you guys can get a demonstration of how the layout works. Then I'll try to point out any flaws that I see in the defense layout so the owner of the layout can get feedback so they can improve their layout. I understand that these replays are about 2 to 3 weeks old, so your guys' defense might not be the same anymore, but I'm going to share my insight regardless. Do note that when I'm showcasing these layouts, I will keep all the names anonymous, but if you submitted any of these defenses that were shown in the video and are looking for more feedback, then you can comment down below and let everybody know which one was yours. That's it for the introduction, so without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so this first layout looks pretty familiar, right? There's really not much to talk about here since this layout works very similar to mine. Basically, if the attacker tries to bait from this position below the middle wall, then Shida will teleport right next to Air thanks to Fly Formation Seal and use Rally Speed on her. Then Shida will get danced by Zura and attack whatever unit that was positioned below the middle wall. There's a couple things that I would change. First would be the placement of the fake heavy trap. I think that the fake heavy trap is too far out there and it can easily get checked for free. I think a better position would be above the real bolt trap. That would make every single trap hard to check. Also, guard bow distant defense 9 bow units I would say are kinda commonly used on attacking teams in higher tiers in Aether Raids. That fake heavy trap placement would make attackers think twice about sending their guard bow archer to that spot and sniping Zura while tanking Brave Land, Air, and Versa. The second thing I want to talk about is the team comp. I know that this replay was sent during Surtur bonus week, so I get why your team was built this way. You have Shida and Versa with X-Breaker and Air with Poison Strike. These are units built for countering only Surtur. The team comp does a really good job at countering Surtur, that's for sure, but I feel like it is now very vulnerable to blue armors, in particular Legendary Tiki, which I would say are the second or third most common armors in Aether Raids based on my experience. But other than those 2 points, overall the setup is pretty good. Good replay, even though I think the attacker played very poorly, but I mean this is the case for most replay wins. Anyways, I see 2 big flaws in this defense team. The first is the trap placement. You don't get a lot of value from how the traps are positioned. I mean, if you go back and check the replay, Yarn literally just triggered the heavy trap and got danced, moved to the right like nothing happened. Actually, most of the traps can be checked for free. The fake heavy trap is a little harder to check, but with the combination of a dancer and either reposition or drawback, it can be checked for free as well. I would probably place a trap like this if I were to use the same layout structure. This way, you can protect your two melees from getting picked off by a ranged unit for a single turn. I don't really see any value of putting traps in these 3 spots because they are the spots that you want the enemies to bait from. If they bait from these 3 spots, then they are getting hit by 4 different colored units. And let's backtrack a little bit to when I mentioned how your 2 melees were vulnerable to ranged units. Swordheart is the most vulnerable. He has terrible speed and HP, so he can get picked off pretty easily, right? If I were attacking this layout, I would just check the bolt trap and heavy trap on the right for free. Then I would just pick off your Swordheart with a ranged unit and retreat backwards by using dance and reposition or drawback so the rest of your units will flood out. Once Swordheart gets picked off by a ranged unit, your other 4 units will move in a non-optimal order. Your ranged cavaliers will move after Olivia, and this is because of how your assist skills are set up. Melee units with assist skills will move before ranged units with assist skills. In order to make every single ranged cavalier on your team move before Olivia, you have to unequip their assist skills. So yeah, those are the 2 big flaws that I see. You have the units to make a cheesy layout, you just need to change a couple things. This is a pretty unique layout. I've never seen something like this before yet. Units are all spread out, probably to avoid getting hit by Versus Knight. Ninian has guidance so she can teleport Black Knight adjacent to her. If a foe tries to bait Lucina or Ninian, then Black Knight will use his rally first before one of those 2 ranged units will go and initiate combat. I feel like this spot right here is the weakest spot of the layout. This is the reason why I have a Triangle Adept Inigo on all my Aether Raid attacking teams. If I were the attacker, I could just plop him down right here, and he could take care of both Lucina and Ninian on the same turn. Not everyone has an Inigo, I understand that, but the point is, that spot is a huge weak point. This attacker could have just moved Surtur on that spot next to the fortress to tank Lucina or Ninian just to initiate the fight. Let's say the attacker did that. Black Knight would use his rally on Lucina or Ninian before one of those 2 initiates combat. I'm not sure whether Lucina or Ninian gets attack priority because it comes down to slot order or who deals the most damage, which is probably Lucina in this case. But let's say Lucina gets attack priority. Black Knight rallies her, Lucina attacks Surtur, Ninian actually gets blocked I think and can't use dance on Lucina because Black Knight is behind her. I'm pretty sure that's what would happen. After that, on the following turn, you can just move Surtur out of the way and kill Lucina with a ranged unit. Then you can destroy the street lamp to flush out Veronica the longest way possible. I'm not sure what tier this is in, so maybe players might not have the units to deal with this kind of team comp and get the 2 ether pots within the turn limit. I don't know, it's hard to judge. Regardless though, it's a pretty cool defense layout.
I'm with you. I'd like to help. Sigurd. Stand tall.
Excuse me.
My training. May the dance move you. It's up to you now, Leviatine. You're a grown-up, aren't you?
Excuse me.
That could have felt better. Don't want to die.
Did you guys notice how the fight started? It started because the whole team got hit by Versus Knight and Veronica used Restore to reverse the effect. That's actually hilarious. I don't use Veronica or Versus, so I've never experienced that ever, so I thought that was pretty neat. Anyways, this layout is pretty good. Soth starts off the match with Blazing Wind ready to go, and he has movement priority over everyone else, well normally he would. Veronica and Soth covers the center bottom areas, while Veronica, Soth, and Reinhardt covers the right side. The fortress and the tree makes it hard to initiate on Ninian and retreat safely without having a flyer. If Ninian gets taken out, then the whole setup becomes a lot easier to overcome, but that either requires A, a flyer that's capable of one-run KOing Ninian, or B, very specific assist skills and positioning to do with units of other movement classes. Gale Force Horsies can dismantle this setup as well, but that's of course very specific. And there's really nothing else to really say about this setup. It's pretty solid. Kudos to the creator. Okay, and that's going to be the last layout of this video. There's more to come, so stay tuned for that. I'm only going to analyze a few of them at a time, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.